Story 1. I was told by doctors that it would be highly unlikely that I would ever be able to have children. I'm currently scrolling through Reddit while my 3-month-old daughter is asleep in my arms. To me, she is living proof that things always get better. Even when life is hard and things seem impossible, I will always find a way through it. Story 2. I legitimately get excited over the smallest things. Morning coffee with the sun, a new release from an artist I love, driving home thinking about steak for dinner. The list goes on. Life is not that hard to enjoy, but it seems like something is stopping most people from feeling that. Story 3. Having saved aggressively during my 20s to 40s, I am approaching retirement with a lot of money. That's not to say if I had little or no money I'd have less or no reason to live. But the money I saved has given me a true light at the end of the tunnel, with retirement at age 60 to 62 feasible and plans to travel. Story 4. I have epilepsy. That's my reason for not wanting to live. I watch American Ninja Warrior, and when my son said, "Daddy, you should do that," I thought, I'd love to, but I can't. Then realized, why not? I'm getting back in shape to show myself, if anything, that I don't need to let my epilepsy hold me back from my dreams. That's my reason to live. To prove to myself that it won't keep me down. Story 5. I live for my dog. You just have no idea about the struggles I am enduring. And when I'm back on my feet, I'll help others too. I hope it will be soon. Story 6. I just spent 2 years dropping a significant amount of weight and am on my way to the best shape of my life, with no apparent long-term complications. I will persist, thrive, help in my community, and tend my own garden, just like last time with a lot less fat on me. Control the things you can. Story 7. Truthfully, I don't know. At the start of the year, I found out that my long-term girlfriend of 3 years, whom I was making future family plans with, had been seeing someone else behind my back for 4 months, to the degree that she was pregnant with his baby while we were on a romantic trip away together. She then tried to manipulate her way back into my life, only to ask for a month apart shortly after I decided to take her back, which was a mistake, and lied to me for 3 weeks that she was alone and working on herself when she was actually with the other guy. I eventually found out and cut ties with her, finally. I have been in repair ever since and just about been able to put one foot in front of the other. She made me feel less than worthless. I have made steps to improve my life and move on, such as obtaining a new job and moving into the city, but it's tough with no sense of self-worth to keep finding a reason to keep going. Any advice? Other than therapy. Story 8. I just did a checkup, and the doctor gave me a clean bill of health, so I do not want to squander that. Also, my girlfriend and family laugh out loud. And movies. I like movies. Story 9. That my kids are amazing people. I actually like spending time with them, and they are the main reason I look to improve myself. I have a long way to go, but they deserve a better me even more than I do is my current belief. Story 10. I think I can finish off my oldest musical concepts. Something that I started to dream up when I was a kid. I really want to finish it and play it excruciatingly loud and clear so I can feel the air around it. I also saw a huge boat get relisted. It's kind of dilapidated, but that's what I've got for today. Story 11. The hope of getting another dog. I lost my girl a month ago, and her passing has left a hole in me unlike anything I've ever felt before. I built my entire life around her, from my work and hobbies to the people I associate with, all centered around animals. Now that she's gone, that life feels totally hollow. My living arrangements don't allow me to get another dog right now, so I need to get another home sorted before I can commit to another animal. But that's over a year away, which is a long time when every day feels like an effort. Feels pathetic, honestly. The only reason I've not driven into a tree is the thought of an animal that doesn't even exist yet. Story 12. I have no idea, to be honest. Life is good. I make decent money for my age here in the European Union, have a nice place to live in, have a new girlfriend, parents still healthy and alive, and the rest of my family too. No goals in life right now, not sure what to do. In between jobs. I just think I'm depressed or burnt out. No energy to pursue stuff. Story 13. Art. Music. Especially music. Always has been, always will be. I'm forever grateful for the complexity of human minds. I'd be nothing without music. Story 14. Coworkers are idiots. If I'm not around, things don't get done. Volunteered for a task. If I'm gone, I'll leave them in a difficult situation. Society is full of little robots, just puttering about, keeping things running. I am such a robot. Story 15. I have a very good friend, and we know we can depend on each other. Also, there are still so many creative projects that I want to work on, drawings, stories, maybe little video games. Story 16. I live in the most reliably blue and powerful state in the United States. It's going to be annoying watching the next 4 years play out, but here in West Liberaltopia, we will be insulated from the worst of it. Liberals in red states, I feel for you. Bad times are coming. Story 17. The little moments that make me smile, spending time with friends, enjoying my favorite hobbies, and just knowing there's always something new to look forward to. Story 18. Right now, it's the little moments of joy, connecting with people, creating something meaningful, and working toward my personal goals. Even when things feel tough, knowing I'm learning and growing keeps me going. Story 19. Got gaslit to oblivion, lost a lot of my savings, and left one of the most toxic communities I've ever been a part of. I can now say, out of depression, my gym habit is in full swing, and I started looking for a job after a long time of looking after others' mental health. Stopped that, focusing on me. Story 20. Because this experience is all there is. If the big picture version of your fantasy life isn't playing out, focus on a smaller fantasy. The big picture version never happens the way you imagine it anyway. Things always get better. Not in every way uniformly, but if you stay open to noticing, you will see the little improvements here and there. If you don't learn to find joy in those, you'll never be happy. Having hope for the future is simply doing things in your life now that will increase the number of possible little things that will bring you joy later. Story 21. My friends. I've never felt welcome in any friend group. I've always felt like I was the odd one. Now I've made friends over the past 2 years who legitimately care about me and sincerely like me for who I am. They support whatever I do. I'm still a wreck, and my life is a huge mess, but they are a huge reason why I'm still clinging on to everything. I love them. I'm in my early 20s. Story 22. Even in a worst-case scenario actually happening, we are living in one of the most amazing times in all of history. Things could be better, sure, but they could be a whole lot worse. We all have the entire world at our literal fingertips. Keep some perspective. Story 23. Duty and responsibility, both to my family and my team at work. People are counting on me to lead or be there for them. I can't let them down, even though there are more and more days when I wish I could just not wake up. Story 24. I still have some hope, even if it's just of getting out of this country someday. My daughter, who is neurodivergent, bisexual, and gender nonconforming, wants to have her own family someday but is now afraid to ever get pregnant. I also have the knowledge that if I'm not here, she'll be left alone with her Trump-supporting, non-affirming father. Story 25. My cat and the promise I made to her when I first adopted her. That I would not abandon her. She would never be hurt by humans again. As long as she lives, I will give her love and care. Story 26. Good question. Seeing that I have the talent and skill, if not the drive, to start things that will eventually make me happy. It's tough though, but if it wasn't, it wouldn't feel as great on the other side. Story 27. This is really a hard question for me. I have so much going on in my life, a lot of negative things that I get myself involved in, so I live life on the edge every day. If I had a reason to be living right now, it would be that I have survived so many stressful situations in my life, and God keeps giving me opportunities to still be on this earth, so I know God has other plans for me. He wants me to prove to myself that I can be a better person and that I have a purpose on this earth. So I am holding on for dear life. I hope with everything I have gone through, I will be able to help others in the future. There is a solution to every problem. We just have to find it, and everything will be good. Faith is the key. It might even be the solution to our problems. If you are going through a stressful situation, have faith and do not give up. I know depression is so hard to overcome, but just know there is light at the end of the tunnel. Put yourself first. That is all I can say. Blessings. Story 28. God. My wife. My kids. My extended family. My church. My friends. I have thousands of things to live for and zero reasons not to live, regardless of my circumstances. Story 29. The gift of life, especially as a human, is a rare one. I remind myself on the bad days how lucky I am to even be experiencing the bad days. And it helps to not be an atheist. I believe in God and know that there is no possible way this life was built from abstraction. Nature is organized by a great intrinsic design, and we are a part of that design. Story 30. Wrote this down on a piece of paper and stuck it in my purse the other day. 1. To be there for and take care of my dad as he gets older. As my mom passed away and I'm an only child, and my dog that I love more than anything. Tennis and golf. Being outside all day does wonders for my mental health. Making other people who also struggle with darkness and depression, who feel lonely, unloved, unwanted, and invisible, feel seen, loved, cared for, held, and supported. Hope and my faith in God. Story 31. Other than the usual things like my child, God, and hope, I'd say my job is a big one. I deal with people in a residential setting. I'm going through a rough time with my significant other and feel depressed and alone. And to be honest, I feel she moved on. My strategy is to focus on work while I'm at work. People are very nice to me. I'm appreciated a lot. A lot of the female staff treat me better than the person I talk to does, to be honest, which hurts because she's the only one that matters to me. The male staff are also really cool with me and respect me a lot. People are interested in conversation with me, and the residents at my facility look up to me a lot. It reminds me that I'm not the failure I feel like because my partner doesn't want me. It's funny because they see me as strong, quiet, a potential leader, and charming. I feel like the opposite inside. It reminds me of Mike Tyson. We see him as fearless and savage, but he repeatedly has said how he's always felt scared, insecure, and has a bad self-image. I finally know what Mel Gibson meant when he tells Danny Glover the job is the only thing that keeps him from killing himself. It's true. Story 32. Excitement for literally everything coming. Thanksgiving. My youngest's birthday. A trip to see the in-laws for Christmas. Homecoming week. I'm a teacher. But also, the small things. How good a donut tastes with coffee. The pumpkin spice cold foam I've been enjoying in my coffee. The rain. My life is far from perfect. I have a million tasks. I work nonstop, work full-time, and have 2 toddlers. But the hard parts of life are a part of life too. We aren't meant to be ecstatic all the time. Some parts of life are just meant to be part of life. And, sorry Reddit, but I do truly believe that we were created by a loving God and that my life is meant to be spent in communication with my Creator. It's not just a pie-in-the-sky dream or a self-help tactic. It's a puzzle piece that fits and makes sense. It makes me very sad that so many people don't want to live another day. I've been depressed and I know pain, but I've always had something in me that tells me to look forward to tomorrow. Story 33. I want to spend at least one night in the coffin I'm buried in, but they are expensive. If I'm not being buried, then I want to pick out my own urn. I've also considered having an orange tree planted with my body, so my nutrients give nutrients to the fruit, making them taste good. Or bad, that would be amusing. Story 34. For me, a big one is curiosity about lots of things, including what happens to the world in weeks, months, and years to come. Plus, there's always the possibility you might someday find joy in another person. But there's zero chance of that if you don't show up for it. Story 35. Eating like a 12-year-old with mom's credit card and no supervision until the type 2 diabetes diagnosis becomes unavoidable. At which point I'll take stock and reevaluate. Story 36. Being too scared to actually take my own life is a big one, but I'd probably say hope that the next day may bring something better. Like maybe I'll be more productive, maybe something fun will happen, going to the coffee shop with friends, and little moments with my partner and child. Story 37. There are so many things about life that I enjoy. People are one of the main reasons, but I have been there, I have been there when I needed a reason to live. For me, I trusted just a few people who told me it would get better. I had a friend who had gone through a similar depression. I saw it with my own eyes, and I saw that it got better. That gave me the strength to press on, get therapy, get medicine, and begin to enjoy lots of things about life again. Story 38. The thought that, as an underdog for most of my life in grades or maybe appearance, I have the chance ahead of me to lift up all the underdogs around me. I focused, worked hard, and got into a position at work and even my own business where I can start to make moves that will help open doors for ambitious young men and women who have been told their whole lives, "You're not good enough, strong enough, beautiful enough, smart enough. Be lucky to not just be a jailbird." Forget that. I've been the not smart enough, nothing but a jailbird, and too skinny to play those games or get those girls. It's all nonsense. What I'm saying is, serve others, and you will fill your cup, buddy. You have something about you that makes you the person who can change others' lives for the positive. Story 39. Life after crippling alcoholism. Those first few shots were just getting me back to my baseline. That also happened to be when I was most calm and content. Now I'm just out here 2 shots deep on life and having a genuinely good time with the daily routine. Edit. 2 shots deep on life and also buzzing on nicotine pouches. Gotta pick your battles.